today I tried Lunar Client for the first time in over 6 months, and they recently added some new features and mods to the client that I tried out throughout the video. So make sure to stick around for that and enjoy. So this is my second time trying to record this. The previous game I just stopped recording and I spent time customizing a few mods because this is truly my first time being on Lunar Client in about 8 months maybe. And a lot of people have actually moved to Badland recently and over the last few months. But I decided, since I've used Badland recently, and a lot of people have known that in my videos, that I might as well just try out Lunar again, because they've also released a lot of new mods recently. I wanted to give it a try, see if it's better for myself, or like I like it more, and if I should stick with it. Now, I gotta say, I miss Lunar, and so I don't know if my opinion's kind of biased, but like, even though I feel like Badland's smoother, I feel like I almost play better with Lunar, or like everything just not feels cleaner, but I feel like I'm like more intelligent. I don't know. It's kind of a strange thing, but there's a few things that was added to the client. The most popular is Hurt Cam mod, which I actually have that enabled right now. And what this does is you can enable it and then disable Hurt Shake, just turn that on. And basically, without it, your screen will kind of like tilt or shake almost every time you get hit or take damage. And what disabling that does is it makes it really smooth. So it's really good for PvP, makes your PvP better. If you're used to not like having that on, or used to the hurt cam being on, then it's going to feel really awkward at first. But trust me, the more you use it, the better and better it's gonna feel, and you'll like it over time. Now, one of the main reasons I went to Badland was for two things. One, the GUI mod, and two was the better motion blur. Now, and also the hurt cam was pretty nice, but I don't really care too much about that. Now, first off, the motion blur on Badland is just far superior to Lunar Client. I don't have the motion blur on right now, but if any of you have used it before and compared it to Badland, you would know that Badland's the motion blur is so much better than Lunar's. And the reason for it is Lunar's is almost like buggy. It's hard to explain, but it just like doesn't look good. Like, oh wait, someone's going for my bed, dude. I'm gonna try to fireball them and void. I don't know if I have a trap or not. Wait, they fell. Okay, let's go. And so I feel like Lunar's definitely taking a step in the right direction, but they're missing a few things. I think they definitely need to update their motion blur mod because it's 100% outdated. And the other thing is they need to add a GUI mod. And now the purpose of a GUI mod is so that for specific things, you can set them to your desired size. So for example, my inventory and stuff, I all like to have on large and everything else on normal. And so on Badland, I can do that to where some things are normal and some things are large. And for example, I like to have my crosshair on normal and some of my settings on normal. And for Lunar, I have to have it all on normal or on large, and I prefer normal. So that's what I just stick with. So it's a little unfortunate that Lunar doesn't have that, but it's not the end of the world. I can just live with the way it is right now. My inventory is a little bit small though because of it. Okay, wait, Pink's trying to leave. In a second, I'll show off the crosshair mod because that's one thing I'll just void and show you. But one thing they added was the crosshair mod here, and some of you may think this is new. Like they added this, like this whole setup, but it's actually, this was their old crosshair mod back 2021, because I started using the client like mid 2020, way before it was like pretty popular. And this was the crosshair mod they had back then. So instead of adding or like making a new crosshair mod, what they did was they just used the old one and didn't make a new one, which I'm not too there's nothing wrong with that because their old one is better in my opinion, but I do think they could make some improvements. For example, under their presets, They only have a few presets. I feel like there's way more presets they could have. The other thing is, most of you probably have seen the Badline crosshair. It's the default one that comes with Badline when you download it. And oh wow, this guy's being toxic. And that one is like so nice in my opinion. It's the one James used and a lot of other people use, and it's just super clean. And the one on Lunar, when you try to do it, it's kind of buggy. It doesn't work out completely. For the crosshair mod, basically you have the crosshair dot, and what you want to do to make it similar to the Badline crosshair is to disable this and turn on the outline. And I would show you, but it's kind of hard to give you an example unless you kind of try it for yourself. So I'll try to explain it the best I can. But basically, when you disable the crosshair dot and turn on the outline covers the outside of the crosshair like it should, but on the inner part of the crosshair, so when you like think about it, the middle of the crosshair where the dot is, it fills it in. When you disable that, the middle is just empty, and so it doesn't look complete and it looks like really unclean. And I'm not going to go really in depth because then it's kind of confusing. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, my impressions of Lunar Client are, I still think Badline is a better client. I still think Badline updates their client more, listens to the community more. I will say the cosmetics on Lunar Client I like more, and some features on Lunar I like more. But Badline overall is a better client. I feel like they care more about their client as of now. That hasn't always been the case, but as of now, I'm gonna continue sticking with Badline probably. The few changes, if I was like a Lunar Client dev or owner or whatever, and I could suggest clients or things to change on the client, I would say first, fix the crosshair mod to where it's similar to Badline's crosshair. Second is add a new motion blur that's better. Third, okay, this is one thing I didn't mention, but the animations on Lunar Client, the old animations look so much better than 1.7 animations. These look so bad. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they changed it, but these are horrible, the 1.7 animations. So change those back to the old ones or make new ones. And then the fourth is make a GUI mod. And the reason for that is it's just like, or there's no reason not to add a GUI mod. The GUI mod is just, I think, something that a lot of people could benefit from. I've talked to a few of my friends and they also agree with me and use the mod themselves. So it's not just like a me thing. And I feel like a lot of people would appreciate it or even start using it if they don't use it already on like Badline. So I think Lunar has potential, but I feel like if they don't make changes, they're going to continue losing players and kind of kill their client a little bit. Because that's all I've already seen that a lot. A lot of people who have been on Lunar have actually tried or switched to Badline fully. So I think people are kind of getting tired of Lunar. And I think Lunar went almost a full year, if not a full year, almost a full year, without a single update. Which, compared to Badline updates their client maybe once every 1.5 months. So yeah, that's why I feel like Badline's better. You can always expect new updates, and Lunar used to be that way. So I don't really understand why they stopped that, but you know, these are suggestions I can just suggest, and it's up to Lunar if they want to, you know, listen or not. So it's just white left. I pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about. Probably would have been smart for me to avoid since they're right next to me, but I have an invis pot on me and I'm like fairly stacked. So I'm gonna grab M's, get their bed, and then I'll push them. I also like, I miss this crosshair kind of. If any of you played like 2 years ago, you remember the Bombies Luvanox Dogcat What era where everyone used this crosshair. It was just like a thing, like any Bedwars player would use this crosshair. Alright. I need to buy sharpness. This guy probably is at blue right now, if I had to guess. So I'm gonna go back to mid. Alright. By sharpness. Throw this out. I'm gonna pre-gap as well. Alright. Where's this guy at? That was the most chaotic fight, but I'll take it. GG's. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.